Good afternoon. This is Lorraine Alternative Homesteading on May 20th, 2025. It's approximately 3:19 p.m. And I just posted a video about the weather. We just had this sudden outburst, pouring of rain, thunder, lightning. Now it's a little bit lighter, but the sky just burst open. And it's not natural. This is not natural to have such loud booms. I've never witnessed anything like this when I was younger. It's basically only the last few years, especially living in Kentucky, that I've experienced it. But it could be because they're spraying the skies, or the fact that they've electrified my property as a kill grid and unalive grid. And this is for educational purposes only. I can't confirm or deny that it is, except the fact that I have bona fide forensic proof to confirm what I just said. So what I did today was I sent a FOIA request to dispatch for those incident reports and a copy of the recording, since the criminals removed my recording on my digital recorder. And by the way, for the people who mentioned, yes, I wear it around my neck sometimes. Not all the time, only when I feel like I'm going to be recording something. And it's very, very light, and it's old. I go onto eBay, and I purchase the same kinds of recorder, and I'll buy like 3 or 4 of them at a time. Yes, and then of course they disappear, or they turn up broken or whatever. But it's the older models of digital recorders. So I submitted that FOIA request. I submitted another FOIA request, that I've been holding on to the Kentucky Intelligence Fusion Centers in care of Homeland Security, because that's the way it works here. And this is the way it works. Pursuant to the Kentucky Open Records Act, KRS 61.870 to 61884, I respectfully request access to any and all records, documents, intelligence bulletins, reports, surveillance logs, communication intercepts, monitoring activities, or other materials that reference or pertain to my name, my address, my phone number, or my real estate property. I have reason to believe that I have been subjected to unauthorized surveillance, interference with telecommunications, obstruction in my efforts to sell my private property. I have also have reason to believe that defamation has been spread to deny services, or when services are performed, they are substandard or deliberately designed to cause damages. Specifically, phone calls made to me are frequently not connected or are redirected. Some calls are diverted to voicemail without ever ringing. Multiple people have recorded being unable to contact me via telephone. Multiple people have reported being unable to contact me via email or do not receive my email. Multiple postal deliveries have gone missing. Real estate sale efforts have experienced inexplicable delays and sabotage. And then I started naming all my neighbors whose involvement. I'm not going to name the names here, but I will say neighbor X has threatened workers on my property at least twice. Neighbor X has co-opted Noble Landworks to not perform work on my property and to clean a property behind my house connected to the other neighbor. Neighbor X threatens a worker on my property. Neighbor X tore down a newly installed gate. Neighbor X stole my gate, tampering with evidence. Neighbor X threatened in writing a witness to the gate removal. Multiple people, apparently friends of the above, contact my real estate agents to not sell my property. 41 public FOIA requests through Muckrock were removed after reporting the county lawyer to former AG Cameron. Denial of services as a result of defamation to veterinarian Dr. Rebecca Caleb Wilson, Anvil Vet Clinic, Anvil, Kentucky. A flash grenade was detonated by neighbors, video recorded, on my driveway May 18, 2025 at 1:41 a.m. The incident was reported to the Jackson County Dispatch on May 19, 2025. This is the third such incident in only a couple of years. Please search records for any references to the following. I gave my name, address, my phone number, etc., etc., and I copied the Attorney General. Okay, so that's what I did this morning. Now, I received some wonderful information from, I'm not going to say who, and I so thank you for all of your concerns and all the research that you do, even when you are a targeted person yourself, and that you have so much going on in your own lives. So one of my subscribers sent me, this is the best example I could find on the flashbang, also known as flash grenade or stun grenade device that was recently detonated on your property. Stun grenade is probably the formal title used. It is meant to temporarily blind, deafen, and disorient targets. She gave me a video. Any military or police type would know what this is. Also, anyone who plays Call of Duty games. I don't play games. Knowing you have animals on your property, including the cats in the rescue, and throwing that in the vicinity is deliberate animal abuse. The stress from that alone could instantly kill many animals or cause them to run, fly, jump into walls or through glass. I pray such justice be done. This is ridiculous. This is more than enough evidence that cannot be overlooked or explained away. This is a willful deployment of a military police grade weapon, and this is serious and they cannot bury it. Send it to Inside Edition and any other mass media outlets who may be willing to air it. They have covered some other stuff, like people entering homes while residents were asleep with video footage. The county has to put their attention on the sheriff and put pressure on. They are getting more idiotic and pushing more boundaries with no fear of getting caught, which definitely speaks volumes towards the conflict of interest and inaction of duty. With most evidence that targeted people present, it can be explained away as being quote-unquote crazy or overreacting. Not this. Not this time. A grenade was deliberately deployed on your property. These fucks need to be exposed and punished. Best of luck. Justice is coming. I believe it. Stay strong. Thank you so much for this information, because I was able to utilize some of this in my FOIA request to the Jackson County Dispatch. So let me just mark this as unread. And okay, so also the ACLU created a PDF on what is called disorientation devices. They are stun grenades. It's also called a concussion grenade. Do you hear that, guys? Concussion grenade. Disorientation devices. This is the ACLU wrote this report here, and I can add this to a post on the main page. Disorientation devices, flashbang stun grenades, also known as concussion grenades, flashbangs, or stun grenades, are weapons that create a loud explosion or a very bright flash of light. Originally developed as a military weapon, the use of disorientation devices in crowd control settings has climbed significantly over the past several years. While their stated objective is to cause disorientation and a sense of panic, the potential for injuries caused by the pressure of the blast or shrapnel from the fragmentation of the grenade is disproportionately high and could even lead to death. Therefore, these weapons have no place in effective crowd management. This is the ACLU's flyer. These explosive devices were initially developed by the British Special Air Forces in the 1960s as training weapons, and they were later used for decades as military weapons. The transition from military operations to policing occurred over time. Their use in urban settings and on civilian populations is now more common. This is what it looks like. And this is why there was car number 2 behind the pickup truck to go pick up all the shrapnel that was left behind. They didn't want anybody to know what it was that they deployed on the property. That's okay. Everybody in Kentucky's going to know. Everybody's going to know. Attorney General, the mayor, the governor, the Department of Justice. Everybody's going to know what you did. You fucked up this time, losers. Homeland Security. This is a terror threat. How they work. And here's another one. This is what it looks like. Just in case you ever see anything like this. And that's why the sound and the lightning were two separate incidences. Just like when we get thunder here, you hear the loud thunder first, and then the sky lights up. These disorientation devices are usually constructed like conventional grenade with explosive powder that ignites when struck by a fuse. The grenade is thrown and explodes after roughly 1.5 second delay. The explosion of magnesium-based psychotronic chemicals cause a very bright flash and a loud sound, which is 160 to 180 decibels. I guarantee when I call the Division of Wildlife, they're going to say that that is above the level. And this would definitely cause pain and disorientation to the wildlife, especially when they've got babies now at this time of the year in May, which can cause temporary blindness, temporary loss of hearing, loss of balance, as well as a sense of panic. Parts of the device can burst and travel as shrapnel. Hence, the second vehicle driving down the county road after the pickup truck threw it on the property. They wanted to collect the evidence. Health effects. Disorientation devices can cause a range of blast injuries. The primary blast injury is the result from pressure, shock waves from the blast. These can cause internal injuries, especially of delicate membranes like the eardrum. The secondary blast injury. The explosion and fragmentation of objects can cause blunt and penetrating trauma. Tertiary blast injury. The displacement of air can push people into solid objects, causing blunt and penetrating trauma. Quaternary blast injury. Other parts of the explosion cause miscellaneous injuries such as burns, respiratory injuries, crush injuries, and psychiatric trauma. In addition, crush injuries may result from the panic and chaos caused by large moving crowds that have suddenly become disoriented. Like, what about the bears and the bobcats? What about the foxes and the coyotes? What about the wolves around here? What about the neighbors' dogs? What about my cats, and what about all the foxes? Then they have here findings on injuries from a literature review and research. I'll show you. Consideration and policy recommendations. Firing stun grenades directly into crowds or towards individuals should be prohibited, and violators should be held accountable. It often causes serious injuries. Disorientation device is poor and requires significant attention. For more information, contact Physicians for Human Rights. The research document was dated March 2016. It is called Lethal in Disguise: The Health Consequences of Crowd Control Weapons. I'll show you. And again, I will post this link on a post on the main page. Okay, so that's what that is. Oh yeah, and you know what? Sheriff Daniel Isaacs, there better be arrest by Friday. Okay? By Friday. Because I'm already filing my complaints. And by Friday, the Department of Justice will have your ass. Okay? So, anyway, this is Lorraine Alternative Homesteading. I hope everybody's doing well today. I will probably post another video later today. I've got a lot of complaints to file. And since I don't have a printer right now, I'm doing everything via email. But fortunately, most public officials, or the important ones, have a website where you can send information directly through their website. You can also place phone calls and stuff. And thank you for the individual that contacted the governor yesterday. I will be contacting the governor as well. There are two ways to do it: via phone. I will be contacting via phone the Attorney General also, and in writing on his website, and I also copied him via email. So just in case the emails get sabotaged and don't go through, but my cover letter specifically says to please confirm receipt of this email. So if I don't receive a confirmation of the email, I'll know that I'm going to have to resend it and also go to a website and finally get a printer and print out the information, because they sabotaged my printer, which actually should have been in that cover, inside of that letter. But anyway, so this is what I'm doing here, and I appreciate your comments. There was something else that somebody provided to me. One second. It was very interesting. Oh, yeah. Okay, there was something. This was it. This was it. Okay, it is called, and see, the unfortunate thing is I can't read this on the channel. Okay, but I will tell you where you can locate it. I'll show you what it looks like. And this is a really good read. Okay, this is on, I think this is Substack. Okay, so let me show you. It's called AI Assimilation Q&A, like question and answer, interview number 7. A call for separation of the clean from the unclean by SARA Israel, May 19. And let's see if there's anything that I can tell you about this. This is why I can't talk about it. Okay. I basically can't discuss it because of something that causes an alarming surge in violent behavior. Something that was input deliberately in something that some people took, willingly or not, is actually causing a violent surge, a surge in violent behavior and homicidal ideation. And this is for educational purposes only. I'm merely reading a document. And I read this morning, and as a targeted person, this makes so much sense. And I'm going to, and thank you, subscriber, for sending this to me. I don't know if you want your name mentioned, but this is really a very serious matter. This goes beyond like my favorite Bureau of Instigation, instigating trouble, and cops planting evidence and instigating trouble. This goes way beyond that. This, I'm not going to say anything else. You're going to have to read it for yourself, and can't discuss the topic. I'm not even going to show it. I'm not even going to show you the heading anymore here, but I will highly recommend this to you. There's also an article, keep this in mind, about that alarming surge in violent behavior, homicidal ideation, by Frank Bergman, April 15, 2025. So you can search for that. Let me see if I can show you that without getting the rest of the information in there. Okay. Okay, that's it. Anyway, I look forward to your questions and comments down below. And thank you, everybody, for providing the information that you did. I think there was one more person here that sent me something. One second. Yes, there were two people that actually sent me that ACLU document. Two people, two separate people. And I so appreciate it. Thank you so much. That is so important for me, because this is actually a serious device that they used. And you could clearly see from the light emanating from that and the sound. And this is on my little, recording, my little cameras that are not the best cameras in the world recording that. Oh, and also, one subscriber said that during the detonation, or shortly thereafter, she saw two people next to one of the buildings on my property as if they were watching. And you know who they could be? The Inhuman Terrain Team, because there are two of them. They're cloaked. Yes, cloaking devices. Military-grade cloaking devices. These are InfraGard. These are retired military guys. These are not big men, by the way. They're not big. Because in order to get in and out of my house the way they do, without knocking everything all over the place, they have to be little like me, because there's no room in this house for big men, for big people. So anyway, I'm going to sign off for now. I hope everybody's doing well. Leave a comment down below. And please share, share, share.